Hi, my name's Dr. Aaron Rosen, and I'm the lecturer in Sacred Traditions in the Arts at King's College London. In my research, it's really important to me to really be setting two things in dialogue. On the one hand, religion, and on the other hand, the arts. It might initially seem like quite a niche topic, but I like to think that it's really at the intersection of a lot of different issues. I found that my interests really evolved as I went through my studies. I had begun really to be interested in Jewish art. A really formative moment for me was taking a class called Image and Icon. One of the first images that I remember seeing as part of that class was Max Ernst's Virgin Spanking the Christ Child, and I thought, this is the kind of material that I want to be looking at. So I like the idea that good intellectual work is always adventurous and it's always crossing boundaries. So England allowed me that chance to really play with my subject and kind of see it from different angles. I loved wearing gowns and dinner jackets, and I felt it was the first place that you could actually be a little bit naughty in your sense of humor, and your approach to your subject could be just that touch irreverent, because we have such a rich and multifaceted and multicultural society that we need to find new ways for people to come into contact with each other in a positive, reinforcing way. And so one of the projects that I'm advising on is called Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it's a new idea for a multi-faith space, which will be a mosque on a Friday, it will be a synagogue on a Saturday, and it'll be a church on a Sunday. I really encourage my students to go out in the world and do or find something that they're really interested in. Do the kind of research that involves places that you really want to visit and people that you want to meet. I met a very interesting guy who was Muslim, and he asked me, what do you do for a topic? And I said, well, I do Jewish art. And he said, well, I'm really confused. I thought you guys were like us. I thought you didn't have any. It was a great opportunity to explain to him that actually there's this really rich tradition of figurative Jewish art. But it was also a great opportunity to have to legitimize that and to really counteract some of the presumptions that people have. And that's a really wonderful chance, I think, to dispel a lot of misconceptions that people have about art and religion. So when it comes to a work like Piss Christ, it's very easy to say, oh yes, this is just meant to insult Christians. But actually, perhaps it's a very profound metaphor of the degradation of Jesus, the torment of Jesus. Oftentimes, when we think something's offensive, it just means that we're not looking hard enough and asking the right questions. So I think that the most exciting things are when we take insights from one field and we apply them for another. I'm really excited about the project that I'm doing with the Jewish Museum in London called Your Jewish Museum. The museum will showcase just a couple of its objects at a time, and then members of the community will be invited to contribute their own objects. And so I'm very excited by this opportunity to bring together the resources of the local community with the museum's private collection. The best education really combines not only different institutions, but different countries. The more times you have a chance to rattle yourself and put yourself in at least a slightly new situation, as well as a new discourse academically, the better off you are.